Phelps Martin with you in this virtual realm. So the virtual realm of Soulfully You, to be able to move our bodies and help our minds be more of the observer, the one who witnesses versus manipulates, where we can feel into our beingness, that we can feel into the sacred architecture of our whole sense of self, and move and breathe into all of that. So today's conversation comes to you from a void of course moon. And what is a good thing to do there is kind of like lean into all that's been unfolding. So I'm recording this on a Tuesday in November, and we're in that lunar cycle of Scorpio, which is that archetypal energy of the mystery, of the depth, of the shared vulnerability, of the energy of going in and being accountable for your own resources and how you bring them forward. And in that energy, we're also in that place of momentum and moving towards an opposition or full moon. And if you just kind of leaned in for a moment and thought of what was happening of April of 2020, late April 2020, early May 2020, yeah, pretty wild time, right? Well, we're kind of in that grand exposure right now. So if you think of big picture, this is all the divine design. If you think of that big picture and that bigger energy, we're kind of in that ability. How can you stand in your light on the journey you've been on thus far? All right? How can you feel the trials and tribulations that have challenged you and pushed you into places you couldn't have even imagined in your wildest dreams? I guess there's one science fiction book that told a similar story, but I don't believe the story carried on to where we are now. So here we are now. It's November of 2021, and when we can kind of tap into the divine design, we expand our perspective. We get a vantage point that's like, oh, wow, April was a really long month of 2020. People were counting how many days they were in quarantine. Hopefully that count stopped. And now we're in this dance of the fluctuation of the personal journey of how you engage with the environment right now. And there really isn't a right or wrong. It's you've got to know yourself. So we have to go into those depths. And as we go into those depths, we're going to see crap we don't like. We're going to see things that are expansive and not of our highest good, except they are. Because as soon as you see them, right? As soon as you claim them and you acknowledge them and you feel into them, then you get to heal them. And the healing journey is bumpy and scary, if I can speak from my own vulnerability. It's that level of I have to depend on others to facilitate my healing path, which if you're doing yoga right now, you're leaning into me, so there's a level of trust. But sometimes we're thrown curveballs where we have to trust instantaneously, right? So think about your health. If you've learned something about your body, it's not working. I use my experience in physical therapy. I had to trust the doctor's suggestion of who they recommended and going to that physical therapist and saying, okay, we work. So when you get into that intimate layer of healing, you want to have a relationship with somebody, not just the referral of somebody else. And you want to have this tool that can take you into the depths of you and trust your instincts. And that's the void energy we're in right now. We're in that void energy of fire. So if you felt a lot of explosion of energy and you're watching this either live or really close to the replay time, and then you've felt these like bursts, these outbursts of just people being frustrated or agitated or restless, like Lulu's been. Ooh. Oh, man. So anyway, we want to settle. We want to settle into that potency and know that as we're moving into that momentum, that the feelings are big. So we can use that light to help us see the path and trust more of our instincts, okay? So with that being said, we're gonna start standing. We're gonna breathe and tap into this solar plexus. We're gonna allow that vitality to come forward so we can remember of our divine design, that there is so much more available. And then that way we can trust and have our wherewithal of that perception and know how to go inward into the uncertainty, because you have certainty in you. You've lived in your skin and bones your whole life, okay? And in that we can have sort of a reclamation of our warrior nature. And our warrior nature to be able to cultivate new skills and new tools, but also bring forward a level of clarity. All right, so let's do it. Yes, I have a few things to say this morning. Okay, good, I'm not cut off. Good, good, good. All right, hands come to your heart, palms together or at heart center. We're gonna work with the number 3 today. I've kind of danced all over between 5 and 3 this month, but 3 seems to be really, really important, and you're in charge of you. You take this as it serves you. So let's go for it. Find your feet under your hips, grounded to the earth, right? We need the earth. We need a solid ground to stand upon. And we're going to value that by drawing into our core and understanding the source of our vitality deep within. So we're going to work with this sort of solar plexus region and sacral region. So we're not going to go crazy and twist, but we're going to allow for twists. And we're going to feel that kind of charge even though we're in a void, because it's a chance to assimilate so much that's come forward in the last 18 months. So 3 breaths, call on the highest, call forward your intention. It's part of the divine design is to bring together the head and the heart. Your inner world and outer world, as above and so below. And as you exhale, release your hands, look to your feet, open your eyes. Arms go wide. Big inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Find that length, stand tall, and then exhale. Arms go out to your side. Look to your feet, ground down. Inhale, arms go wide, rising up. And then exhale, arms go wide. One more time. Inhale, arms sweep up, feeling your ability to stand in your light. Exhale, look to the earth. Bend the knees, fold all the way forward. Bow in, bend the knees, relax the neck and jaw. You're going to inhale, straighten your left leg, pulling all the way up into that solar plexus. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the right leg, pulling all the way up and into that waistline. Exhale, bend. So the rhythm is here for us today. We want to be able to breathe and all that we've learned, all that's come forward, but from the place of being a witness, right? That you're still telling the story of you. Each side. Because when we can be that witness, then we can see the wounds that we're trying to heal and cultivate the wisdom. Right? The wisdom that we're just in a body that is divine so beautifully. Exhale, bend both knees, relax the neck and jaw. Inhale, find length through the spine, and then we're going to step back, downward dog, around the dog. Are you going to do downward dog too? Thanks. And as you're there, you're going to bend your knees, roll your hips over, and just feel that cycling of the body. But feel those channels of energy from your feet up into the solar plexus, the bottom of the heart, which is where we take refuge from that higher vantage point. So your knees are bending, you're going from side to side. And then come back through the center. Knees come to the earth. Move all the way into the pose of a child. Now, the reason we're coming here is that Aries energy is innocence. It's kind of where we individuate. We separate from the womb of our mother and come to life. It's the new moon. It's the conjunction. So bring your whole being together. After that next exhale, you're going to inhale, rise all the way up. Lulu's in my way. You're going to, that way, that got her out. Inhale, lift up, and then bend the elbows all the way to the earth. Hands are going to slide back. You choose. Shoulders to your back. Cobra or upward dog. Inhale, lifting up. Knees to the earth. Move back, child's pose. We're going to do that 3 times. Inhale, rising up. Elbows bend. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And then exhale all the way back. Child's pose. One more time. Inhaling up. Feeling that momentum. Exhaling all the way back. Now you're going to inhale, come all the way up. Left arm's going to lift up. Exhale, thread the arm through. Inhale, come back up, lift the arm up. Exhale, thread the arm. Inhale, lift up. This time we're going to stay here. Exhale, thread it through. Now as you're here, I want you to come into the energy of your core. Push through your right fingertips and draw that belly over to the left side. 3 breaths here, kind and gentle on the neck. Exhale out completely. Inhale, come all the way up. Open the heart. Exhale, back child's pose. So in that divine design, we have 2 sides. We have the right side and left side. So inhale the right arm up. Exhale, thread the arm through. Inhale, the arm lifts. Exhale it through. Inhale, lift. Exhale it through. So here we are. You're honoring the neck, feeling the connection to the core. Come on to the left fingertips and then draw that belly all the way over to the right in 3 breaths. It means you got to wrap your outer left hip towards your tail as well. And if this doesn't serve you, be creative, right? Be creative from that higher vantage point. You've lived in your body, so hopefully you have an understanding of what you can trust in it. Inhale, come all the way up. Find both hands, open the heart, and exhale back, child's pose. So we're going to move through 3 rounds of that grounded, earthly salutation. That's fluid. So as you inhale, lift up. Exhale it down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, pull it back. Inhaling. And just feel that rhythm. Work with that core. Use that inner energy that has always found its way to help you rise. This time, we're going all the way back, downward dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts. 3 circles. Exhale, the knees through the center. And then draw the knee forward, foot comes up, pivot the heel, arm stretches over. Big full breath in. And then exhale, move it all the way back, downward dog. Find that connection to the middle. So that divine design is you have a side that's active and a side that's receptive. That right side just had to over effort. So balance the energy back out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Knee to the chest, circle it around. Knee comes forward, draw into the core. Foot grounds down, stretch the arm by your ear. Full breath in. And then exhale, move it all the way back. Downward dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees. Take the hips from side to side. core. And then walk your feet forward to the front edge of the mat, bow, relax the neck and jaw. You're gonna roll the spine up so you really seal the inner energy. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale the arms wide. Stand here, stand tall. Draw the ribs in, shoulders are to your back. Low belly strong and tails anchored. Feel the connection to the breath. And acknowledge in the design of you right now what feels blocked, what feels limited, what feels unable to integrate into the whole. It feels quarantined in your own sense of self. And then inhale, call on that higher energy, arms sweep up overhead, find that lift, knees are gonna bend, glide the left foot back and then pivot. Arms go wide, feet go wider. Exhale, fold over. Walk your hands out in front of you like you're doing downward dog. Bend your knees and then bring your shoulders right over your wrist. Move your right hand to the midline. Push out into the pinky toe side of your right foot as you twist. And then exhale, you're gonna reach over. Find your right fingertips. Now you gotta push into the pinky toe side of the left foot, the leg you're turned away from, and just a little twist here. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, come back through the center. Find your hands, shoulders are over your wrists. Realign, reconnect. Full breath in. Move the left arm more to the middle, right arm lifts up. Now notice how quickly the left hip comes with you. So push over into the pinky toe side of the left foot, use that inner thigh, open the heart, and then you're gonna exhale, thread the arm under and through, come onto your fingertips. Now the foot you're turned away from, push into, twist, and open. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands come under the shoulders. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Hug the arms towards the midline. Come up onto your fingertips. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now as you're on your your toe tips, not your fingertips. You can't be on fingertips though, or ridge tops. You're gonna bend your knees. Heels are lifted. Turn the feet to the left. So the left foot's going to turn out, walk the right hand, push into that foot, elbow can come to the thigh, stretch the arm by your ear. Deep breath in, and a deep breath out. 3 breaths. Even though my body is like, get me out of here. And then exhale the hand to the earth, come back to the center. Find the hands under your shoulders, lean forward, draw into the core, soften the heart, rise up onto the tips of your toes, like you're gonna hover. And then bend your knees. You're gonna turn your feet to the right. Right foot turns out, left foot turns in. Stay connected. Bring your hand by your foot. Thighs are back, core's in, shoulders to your back. Stretch the arm by your ear. 3 breaths here. You do not have to have your hand on the ground. You can have your elbow onto your thigh. And then exhale. Hands to the earth, come back to the center. Find both feet, soften the heart. Turn the feet out, come into that wide angled chair pose, right? Uttka Konasana, whatever it was. I can't even remember what somebody called it. So wide-legged chair pose. Knees are opening, outer hips are anchored, core's in, arms go wide. Okay? Find that power and that vitality. Really pull in here. So the ribs are pulling towards the navel. The shoulders are to the back. We'll go to the right first. Turn the right foot out, left foot in. Come into that warrior pose, draw in, lift up, reach back. So bring your fingertips together, interlace the hands, and draw the ribs up and out of the hips as you lunge deeper. And then inhale all the way through, elbow to the thigh or hand to the earth. We're just approaching it from a different place. That way you can discover What do you need to claim in side angle pose to work with and honor? Exhale the hands to the earth. Turn both feet in and bow. So the design of yoga is we do both sides. Not just to be even and balanced, but for the contrast. One side is different than the other. Hands are under your shoulders, feet turn out, bend the knees. Inhale into that wide chair pose. Draw into the core. Find that length. Open through the heart. And then you're going to turn. You're going to pivot. Right foot turns in. The right leg extends straight. Left knee's out. Arms come up overhead. Lift up. You can either interlace the fingers or push the fingertips together. Watch this back leg. Lift up. Reach back. And then inhale all the way through the center. Elbow to the thigh. Arm by your ear. Ideally, that right arm stay there the whole time. Ribs are in. Or the hand comes all the way to the earth, right? This side definitely says, oh no, we're staying here. Find the connection to the breath. And the beauty of the design of it all. Hands come back to the center and back. So ideally you're warming up, right? You've nothing too extravagant. Although for a beginner, this would not be easy. Now you're going to exhale, bow all the way in. Hands can hold onto the ankles or outer shins. Draw into the core. If headstand is part of your practice and you're aware of how you move your body, you could do headstand if you wanted. Let the blood go to the brain. Have a new vision. Inhale, find length, open the heart. You're going to bend both knees. Walk the left hand forward. Pick the left foot up. And then you're pivoting. You're turning. Sneaky. Find the left foot with the right hand. Bend the right knee. Find length, draw into the core. And then twist, opening to the left, right? So shoulders are to the back. Right, left knee can be bent. I'd rather the knee be bent, the spine be long, the shoulders to the back, and feeling the twist through the torso. Full breath in, and a full breath out. Then inhale, come through the center, bend the knee, grab hold of the foot, knee goes back. Maybe cradle the leg. I'm just gonna bring my elbows under. You're gonna lean to the right and draw that left hip forward. This is fierce. There ain't anything relaxing about this unless you naturally are a hip opener. Full breath in and a full breath out. Straighten the right leg. Bring the left foot to the ground, over the top. We're going to do an open twist. Draw into the core, so stay connected to this left side body. Shoulders to the back. Twist. Right arm off to the side, hand to the ground, or interlace the fingers and gaze over that shoulder. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, come back through the center. Bring the right knee over top of the left. Find length and bow. Big hip opener, hamstring stretch. So honor yourself where you are. Breathe into the back body. I know I'm here more than 3 breaths, aren't I? So much coming through in my own awareness right now that I'm just pausing and breathing. Exhale out completely. You're going to inhale all the way up. Bend your knees, so mini pigeon first. Draw into the belly. Fold over that right knee. I sure hope I can remember this flow on the other side. I think I will. the creativity can be a curse. Now here we go. From that mini pigeon, come into full pigeon. Come onto your fingertips, draw that energy in, find the lift in the heart, lengthen through the spine. And then you're gonna ground into your hands, inch the knee in, draw the knee up to the heart, come into that fallen triangle pose again. Deep breath in, full breath out. And then exhale, hand to the earth, knee lifts up. Let's go ahead and just open it up. And then bring both feet to the ground. Inhale, plank, knees high or low, all the way to the earth. Hands sweep back, inhale, Shavasana. Hands under your shoulders, cobra or upward dog. Move all the way back. Downward dog. And then walk, jump, fly, however you want to arrive to the top edge of your mat. Both feet beneath you, draw into the core, find length. Bend the knees, hug those outer hips, lift into that core, stabilize the sacrum, hands to your heart. Feel that power from within as you rise all the way up. Big inhale, exhale, arms wide, knees bend, glide back with the right, pivot, and turn. Inhale, the arms lift, find length, turn your heels out. Exhale, bow. You can hold on to the outsides of the feet, outsides of the shins. Maybe you did not do headstand on the other side and you want to on this side. I'm not. You honor yourself and where you are. Just being here in this Shirshasana prep. It's a lot of work in the arms and the core, and it's clearing in my neck, but I have zero weight on my head. My hands are pushing into my head is pushing into my hands, my shoulders are drawing to the back, lifting into the waistline. Ground into the earth, bring your feet to the ground if they're not. Inhale, find length. Right hand comes underneath. Draw the right knee up, and then turn. Grab hold of the right foot with the left hand. Open the left knee so you feel that energy drawing in. Find that length, and then you're going to twist. Shoulders to the back. Working for that length in the spine more so than the straight leg. Then inhale, come back through the center. Knee comes across. Anchor the hips. And so remember, we're doing open twist. It's like something's not right. Leg stretches out. So typically we would twist into the bent leg. We're twisting away from it. So both hips are grounded. Hand can come behind you. Arm can extend. Or interlace the fingers, shoulders to your back. We're just twisting the opposite direction we just were. Feeling the design of it all, the way we can move our body. Like, how great is that? Be that observer right now of all you are doing. Sometimes we undervalue what we contain. And that's not doing that inner effort justice. Come back to the center, knee stacks, find length, and then bow. Feeling the breath, the connection. The healing, right? Like, so often we get here, okay, and we're like, oh my God, my hips are too tight, or my hamstrings are too tight, can't go, and we just acknowledge what we cannot do. What if we claim the fact that we're restricted expanded our perspective, so came to a higher vantage point to gain insight to the inner workings, all the while valuing our truth, our potential, our vitality, and then listening and aligning from that space, taking action from the place of awareness and acknowledgement and acceptance. Exhale out completely. We were there for a while. Free the legs on the other side, so I wanted to make sure we were even. Feet sweep to the right. Mini pigeon to start. Bend over that left knee and bow. Breathe. Exhale completely. Find length. You're going to rise up. Go all the way into your pigeon. And in that pigeon, find length, opening your heart. And then remember, we're going to do that fallen triangle or rock star. Hands come to the ground, toes tuck, knee comes up to the heart. And then the foot grounds, pivot, opening up. And then exhale, hand goes, open the hip up because it's just clearing. And then both feet to the ground. Inhale, plank. Exhale, all the way to the earth. Hands reach back. Shalabhasana, finding that connection. Hands under your shoulders, feet ground. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, back. Downward dog. And walk your feet forward to the front edge of the mat. Bow. Breathe. Be. Hands to the heart. Thighs are back, outer hips, core. Hands to the heart, shoulders to the back. Inhale, rise up. Arms sweep overhead. And then return them back to your heart center. Stand in your light, stand in that fullness, the design of it all. We began here, we're coming back here. With twist, with movement, going upside down, sideways. Twisting, turning. Now you can return with a new connection. Assimilating all those parts and pieces, that storyline of the last 18 minutes or the last 18 months. You can even get into the storyline really of the last 19 years. Whew. From your heart, inhale the arms overhead, find length, opening up. You're gonna exhale, keep the arms overhead or return the hands back to the heart, draw into the belly. You're gonna hinge. Let's see, I'll make it easier on us. Step the right foot forward, hinge at the hips, draw into the core, lift through the inner thigh. And as you lift through that inner thigh, stay connected. Then we're going to exhale the left hand down, bend both knees, okay? I want you to even out the pelvis more. Mine was completely out of alignment. So redraw in. Remember the knee bending, lifting up through the inner thigh into the heart, shoulders to the back, and then expand outward into your revolved half moon. And then exhale, bend the knee, both hands to the earth. Ground that back foot into that intense leg stretch. Again, bend the knees, look at the hips, level out the pelvis. Lift into that core, soften the heart. Exhale, lunge into the front knee, step the foot further back. Knee comes to the earth. You can totally do this in a high lunge. I know that my back and my thoracic spine are like, oh shoot, no. So you're gonna level out, draw into the core, ground into the earth. Inhale the arms overhead. Find that lift and that length. Draw into the core. We're gonna twist to the right. Arms go in two opposite directions, and then elbow to the thigh. So we found the twist before coming down. Hands can stack. Feel your breath. Inhale, you're gonna pull into that core, come back to the center. Arms sweep up overhead. Exhale the hands to the earth. You're gonna point your foot, come all the way back, okay? So here you are. Open your knee, open your hip. Find length, and then we're gonna twist, draw into that belly, twisting to the right, bow. Inhale, come back to the center. Bend the knee. Both feet go forward. I gotta walk my hips forward a little bit. Pull into that center, draw back, rise up. Okay? Good. Boat pose. Maybe you fell out of it like I did. Take your arms where they need to go. Find that length, feel that connection. Now you're gonna bend that left foot, right hand comes down. Lift the hips up, pivot, turn. Then inhale, find length. You know, I'm gonna go for it because I feel like it. Pivot around to the front. Downward dog. We're just gonna go, you can stay downward dog, you can go to child's pose or go plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. I feel like I can do it today, so I want to give it a try. Not really. Nope. Not available still. Exhale back. Downward dog. Right, so just claiming what you've been able to do for the past 20 years that you can't do right now. Ground into the earth, hug the outer hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Big full breath in. Big journey, but here we are again. So see what I'm saying, the momentum? There's this subtle energy, the recognition. Not so much that we came to do hard things, but that we've handled one of the most challenging times of our life because it's not just us, right? When we go lean on each other, it's very fragile, it's very vulnerable. All right, here we go. You're gonna step your left foot forward, so pull into that core, inhale, warrior three. Pulling into that midline, into that core. For those 3 breaths. And then the right hand comes down, bend both knees, realign, right knee bends, pull all the way up into that solar plexus, keep this back body full, extend the leg out, and twist. Woo! Falling. Yeah, then exhale, the foot goes back, ground the heel. Find both feet, bend both knees. Right, so your knees are bending so you can pull up into that waistline, level out the pelvis. Intense leg stretch. You're gonna look back at your own 2 hips. Right? You gotta be accountable for you. Right? That self-resilience, self-reliance is exhausting. But if you can't rely on yourself, who can you rely on? But that can go derail really quickly, so much so that you don't allow anyone else. Bend the knees, so there's always 2 sides. That's the divine design of it all. Knees to the earth, draw into the core. Inhale, come up. So maybe the back knee stays up. What do you do on the other side? Find that connection. Draw in, and then we're going to use the core, right? We're really using this section of the solar plexus with the low back stable, and then open the twist. So you're twisted here. Then the elbow comes down. Then the hands stack. And then you enjoy. Right? Inhale, come back through the center. The foot crosses over, right? So your foot's moving out to the side. Fancy, I know. Find both hips, rise up. So feel that lift up, and then bow. And breathe. Exhale, completely ground into the earth. Inhale, come up. Both legs come forward. I'm moving my hips forward. Knees are going to bend. Pull into that center, okay? Draw in to that core connection. Maybe the arms go up, maybe not, right? I can actually have more say-so of this region of my heart with my arms overhead. Maybe your hands are behind your head. Okay, I'll try that one. Hands behind the head. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you just go for the challenge and fall if you fall. Take the risk. It's yoga. You're on your mat. You're at home. And then right foot comes down. Left hand grounds down. Step back into that wide-legged forward bend. Inhale, find length. Pivot around. Downward dog. Inhale, plank. So I'm going to learn that my body is still not in this space to do chaturanga, up dog. But I can do my knees down and still have access. Downward dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Walk the feet forward. My feet and my rib cage are very far apart. Anybody else who has long limbs knows exactly what I'm talking about. Inhale, find length. This time, turn your feet up. Take your feet as wide as you need to. Exhale into Malasana. So in the design of our practice, it's coming from that divine offering of the heavens above. It's coming from that ability to have studied and trained in so many different aspects of the body and the mind and the heart, and awakening to the dance we do, the beginning, the middle, and the end. So we initiate, we find the fullness, and then we retreat every day. So Baddha Konasana, if your body is willing, mine is not today. Draw in, find length, and then bow. So I'm just using my arms. It's actually helping me keep my shoulders on my back and keep my knees from overly externally rotating. I've come a long way with the injury, but it's not healed, so I just honor. It may always be there, right? It may be a wound that always reminds me to stay grounded and connected and in my body. Exhale out completely, find length. Inhale, come all the way out. Come all the way down. All the way to the earth. Arms stretch out from your shoulders like a T. Knees roll to each side 3 times. Exhaling over. Inhale, lifting. Exhaling over. If you feel like you'd rather pause on one side and reside there for 3 breaths, go for it. Come back through the center. Knees come into the chest, happy baby pose or happy bound ankle pose, since I wasn't happy in the last one. Come back to the center, slide your legs out long. So for Shavasana, we're going to layer in the awareness of our breath. So I want you to think of yourself on the ceiling looking down. I want you to imagine 2 channels, 2 rivers of the body. Maybe you're educated in them and you know about them, but we're not crisscrossing in the center, right? These are different naughty channels. From the back of the eyeballs and the backs of the ears, down the sides of the body, either side of the spine, so as either side of the pubic bone, inner thighs, all the way to the soles of the feet, and back up. Your arms are involved, so wherever your hands are placed, when that comes up the sides, you're coming up through the inseams of the arms as well. You're going to breathe in the way that feels more natural to you, either inhaling up or exhaling down. And the idea is I want you to, in the first round of breathing, just notice any areas that feel dark, blocked, inhibited, contracted, resistant, hurt, uncomfortable. And then I just want you to invite a clear light, whatever just came to you, trust in that. If there's a color to it, but there's a luminosity to it, there's a thinness. And now just let that healing light ride through those rivers. then just rest. Seeing yourself bathed in that healing light. And while it won't take away the fact that you're human, it can restore your emotional levels, the fluids of your being, reconnecting to that vitality, that ability to rise up again. Just as you are, awaken to a deeper breath in and a deeper breath out. As you wiggle your fingers and your toes, notice the deeper connection, the way that your awareness accounts for your body and your body accounts for your awareness, and your heart is grateful and your mind is renewed. And then add in any other little movement that's serving and supporting. We're going to bend our knees and roll over to one side. And then slowly come up into that seat that serves us and serves us well. Hands come to your own heart and pause. Allow your hips to settle and tune in to just that fluidity of your inner world, that you know there's a form around you, but there's a void. There's a knowing of a quiet and calm that's restoring you still at this moment. Appreciating your own effort, appreciating technology, appreciating the ways that the transmissions come through in this divine design that allows you to be real and be true and be soulfully you. Namaste, and thank you deeply. Next week is that week where we honor the blessings in our life and the bounty of Jupiter and the expansion, the joy, the aspirations and dreams we hold. So I'll be here on Tuesday, and then I will return Tuesday in December. And I know that something's shifting. I just don't know what it is yet, and because I'm waiting on other people to tell me where I have to be and when I have to be there. So I will keep you posted. And just honestly, like as we go into this full moon and as we continue to dance through this energy of the murky waters, know that there is this divine design that you've come into the world, and you're capable. So give yourself the time to lean and like reflect on that journey of the past 18 months and what's kind of fully illuminated for you right now. you. See you next time. Ciao.